It's not that different. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Buffalo Wild Wings in Pikeville. It's the home of the Kelly Wells Show, where we talk U-Pike men's basketball all season long. You're invited to join us every Wednesday night at this time, and we're joined by the head coach of your University of Pikeville Bears, Coach Kelly Wells. And, Coach, your team off to an 11-3 start. You've had a break since the last time out. Talk about what the Bears have been up to since they last played.
We've been studying a whole lot. We've got finals week, and everybody wrapped those up today, so we'll get all the results of that hopefully tomorrow and in that area. And we've just been practicing, trying to get better at every element of the game, from offense to defense, and really trying to get back to the details of just everything, and working with the guys individually on some skill sets that they need to get better at. But it's been a great growing time for us, just not basketball-wise, but academics and doing things like tonight with the whole team here, being able to get together builds great chemistry for us. And, other than your talent, that chemistry is probably the next most important thing you have.
Some of the best teams that we've seen at U-Pike had that great chemistry. They had times that they bonded, not just in trips, not just in things like this, but as things happened in and around the team, they were able to come together through adversity. And that's an important part. We know where chemistry can land you. We think about the 2011 team.
I think about them often, and certainly there's no growth without adversity, and sometimes you've got to have some of that, and we've dropped 3 games that we don't typically lose, but they've been learning experiences for our guys.
Sure.
And with 7 new faces, and returners coming back that really didn't have huge impacts last year, great role players, but certainly not in the position they're in now. So we've had some growing and some learning to do, and I've been very pleased with their coachability. They listen to us, they want to do the right thing, just not getting there every single time yet, but we're
Sure.
working on that and sneaking up on the holidays here. So the good cheer is in the locker room. The guys are excited about an opportunity to get to go home after Friday.
Right.
And we're excited, too, to spend some family time.
They'll get some time off, and then you've got a trip coming up in Florida as well. We'll talk about that a little later and take a look at Friday's opponent as well, as guys wrap up finals, get a little break from basketball and classes, and then a bonding trip comes a little later this month. It's Coach Kelly Wells. It is the Coach Kelly Wells Show, where we talk U-Pike basketball. Coming up, you'll meet a member of the U-Pike men's basketball staff, and you'll meet another one of the players. But, Coach, we're going to look at some highlights from the first half of the season. It's hard to believe that we can call this the first half already, 14 games in, and we're still 10 days out from Christmas. But we'll take a look at those highlights now.
Yeah, you'll see us here. I think actually this is against Bob Jones. Now here's life. We got some fast break opportunities going. Oh, let me see here. No, this is our home game down here. I'm sorry. There's some good alley-oop here coming from Chase. Some opportunities here in on our road trip. You'll see us in our bright oranges here and getting out in a fast break. And that's one of the things we love to do as a team. The more we can get easy baskets, the better. Here's some action in our zone with a good contest here, very good rebound, even our guards participating. And we've got to get back to more of this right here, getting those layups, those fast breaks. They come from stops and from rebounds. And here we are in our home court here, again, challenging jump shots. Getting great rebounds out of our defense, and anytime we can get these kind of transition opportunities, we want to take them. And it's kind of a philosophy we use as a layup or a setup. And here Trey is doing a great job of getting to the rim, finding Mike on a great cut here, and you'll actually get a chance to talk with Mike a little bit. You can talk to him about how he's running the floor and doing better in that regard. Here we are again working on the loose balls, and this is something we've got to take very much pride in. That's got to be an identity of ours. And then we get right back to our fast break opportunities, filling our lanes, going inside out. A great opportunity here for RJ Colbreth to knock down a 3, who's really been playing well. Nobody's gained more from the break than he has. He's had an opportunity to really learn all the things that we're doing. Again, another defensive stop here on this end, and we're off to the races here with Marshall Bennett making a great pass out to Chase Parsley, who finishes, and he's got to give us more of that too, and he's been doing that this last week for us. Again, another opportunity here on the road here. We've had a bad turnover here, and we go back, but certainly an awesome effort by Darian Leslie. And you'll see some of the highlights of us are our effort plays, and certainly that's what we want to do, and want to continue to give those great effort plays.
Those are representative of a Kelly Wells program, are they not? Effort on the defensive end, athleticism on the offensive end.
Well, I think you can impact a game of basketball in so many other ways than just scoring. And some of the things that we have to have as an identity is our 50-50 balls, our effort, our hustle plays, our togetherness. And you can impact a game of basketball for your team and for your win-loss record by a lot of things. And certainly we want to be known for those things. We want, when you walk away from the game, we want you to be able to say, listen, that team worked really hard. They played as a group. And our guys can look in the mirror when they leave and have a good mirror test saying they gave their all.
Guys don't necessarily all get that at the same point. When you have newcomers coming into a program, some teams may get it the end of November. Some may get it the end of December. Some may not get it until February, with newcomers understanding what the process is and the Kelly Wells system.
It really takes some time, and really, just to be frank, all these guys, when they come into the program, they're probably the best player that their team had. So there's some adjustments when they come here, and everybody's really good. And, you've got to make a team out of it. It's not a bunch of individuals. We got to be a team. And I think our guys pick it up randomly at times. There's some of them, as I look down the table, that really pick it up quickly.
Yeah.
But even our championship team, it took us till March, almost late February before we got ourselves in a good groove. And these guys are far ahead of that, so hopefully we'll continue to grow and continue to get better in that regard. But certainly chemistry is so valuable to the team.
11-3, 14th in the country. Coach, you'll be back with us shortly. We'll get a break. When we come back, we'll meet another member of the Bears coaching staff. You'll meet one of the Bears as well on tonight's edition of the Kelly Wells Show. It's presented by Appalachian Wireless. We're live from Buffalo Wild Wings. Welcome back to the Kelly Wells Show. We're talking University of Pikeville Bears basketball live from Buffalo Wild Wings every Wednesday night at this time, and you're invited to join us. The Bears team, they're here tonight on hand. They're enjoying some wing specials, and a lot of Bears fans always make it out for the show as well. We'll be rejoined by the coach in just a few, but let's meet another member of the staff. Assistant Coach Don Thomas joins us now, and welcome to the Kelly Wells Show.
Thanks for having me.
Not your first trip here.
Nope.
You've been here, and you've been a part of a coach's show as a player, as a coach, and it's old hat for you. You were a member of the championship staff back in 2011, a team that went on to win the national title, and you've been a part of championship teams yourself as a player. This 2016-17 team, how does this team compare at this point in the season to some of those better UPike teams?
Well, this team we have here, they play extremely hard. And, on some of those other teams, you might have one or two guys that stand out a little more than the rest. But this group here, they got to do it as a group,
Sure.
And they play well together. They like each other.
Are they starting to come together? Are you starting to see that chemistry build?
Yes. It's been they've been playing with a lot of energy lately, and it's been really good in practice here.
Because we think about, okay, this team, they've got 14 games in, but you guys only started practice in October,
Right.
and then you went straight into a schedule late October. You went straight into game play, and sometimes it takes a little downtime to recognize what needs to be corrected, what this team can do to get better, and for guys to understand their roles.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Don, you left UPike for a while. You were here as a player. You've been a part of the staff. You left for a little while. For those that are just tuned in, let's talk about your background. Let's talk about where you come from and how you got into this coaching thing.
I'm actually originally from Baltimore, Maryland, and I was actually on Coach Wells' very first team here when
Sure.
he first came to Pikeville. And after I graduated, I went on and I worked for a little bit, and I kind of started to just miss the game.
Right.
And I hit Coach up, and I asked him, some things that I could do or what did I need to be doing to try to get into coaching. And he kind of helped me put my resume together, and he had a spot open up. It was a volunteer spot, but
Sure.
he called me back, and I was excited to come.
Obviously, you've got a passion for the game. Where did that come from?
Just growing up in Baltimore, we play basketball all year round, and it's very competitive. My older brother played, and my dad played a little bit, so it just came natural, I guess.
Very good. Let's talk about your role on this UPike staff. Guys have different responsibilities, and I know all of you help out with different things, but game preparation, recruiting. Talk about what you do in and around the program.
Well, me, I kind of take it upon myself to try to lock in with the point guards.
Sure.
Since I played that position, I try to lock in with them and, kind of give them pointers and things they need to do. And like you said, we all recruit. just we all help with game preparation, scouting reports, stuff like that. So
How do you compile a list of players that you're going to watch, for instance, during this basketball season? High school players, maybe junior college players, guys that you're looking at. Where does that list come from?
Sometimes it just depends upon what we need.
Sure.
What we're losing, what guys we got coming back. We use a lot of JUCO scouting reports that we get sent to us, the Mullins report, stuff like that, and just through relationships,
Sure.
people word of mouth.
Absolutely, and you've been around basketball for a long time. You've
Yep.
built some relationships, and those are so important to recruiting. You're going to lose a point guard. You're going to be on the road. But you've also got a couple of point guards that are playing well right now, among the nation's leaders in steals. Do they understand how important the defensive side of the point guard game is in Kelly Wells' system?
I think they're actually starting to figure it out. All our point guards have been competing hard against each other in practice and stuff like that. So they're starting to figure it out a little bit.
Very good.
Yeah.
Don, we're glad you're back with us. And, of course, a player here, a member of Coach Wells' staff, and now back on the staff again. It's always great to talk with you.
Thank you.
Assistant Coach Don Thomas will step out, and we'll be rejoined by a member of this Bears team, senior Mike Lewis, coming up next on the Kelly Wells Show. It's presented by Appalachian Wireless. We are live from Buffalo Wild Wings. Welcome back to Buffalo Wild Wings in Pikeville. It's home of the Kelly Wells Show, where we talk U-Pike men's basketball every week at this time. It's presented by Appalachian Wireless, and we'll be rejoined by Coach Kelly Wells in just moments. But now a member of this Bears team, a 6'9" senior out of Slidell, Louisiana, Mike Lewis joins us now.
How you
Mike,
doing?
welcome to the Kelly Wells Show.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little about your background. Let's talk about where you come from, how you got here.
I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Uh-huh.
I moved to Slidell after the hurricane. So,
Okay.
Yeah, and Coach Wells recruited me out of JUCO. So
Tell us where you played JUCO.
I went to Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College.
Let's talk a little about being from New Orleans and enduring Katrina, because people are here in this area, a lot of relief efforts
Yeah.
from this area, but there were so many people that were displaced.
Yeah, tough times.
Some arrived even here
Yeah.
in Kentucky. We had an influx of high school basketball
Really?
players that had moved from New Orleans after Katrina. You were displaced and go to Slidell. How did that change your career playing at that time?
Growing up in New Orleans is it's hard.
Yeah,
But after when I came back and moved to Slidell, it's not that far from New Orleans, like
Sure.
15, 20 minutes, but it wasn't hit as bad as New Orleans was.
Right.
So it's all right.
lost everything in Katrina.
I lost a few. My house got kicked in. House got flooded a lot. So
Talk about friends. Talk about
yeah,
players that you had played with growing up, maybe that had gotten fully displaced and they
Yeah.
ended up further distances.
we still today we still connect. But when everybody split up, we all got together and played AU. So
Sure,
we all came back to the city and played together.
very good. Let's talk about your academic life. You guys have been on break for a few days,
Yeah.
working on finals
Yeah.
in study hall, preparing for those important exams. Let's talk about what is your major and what do you plan to do with that?
I'm a sports management major. Also, I take pre-nursing as well. So yeah.
What do you plan to do?
After the season, I hopefully get my degree. That's the key. That's
Sure.
the reason why everybody want to go to school. First of all, so
Right.
thank you for Coach Wells for giving me the opportunity to get my education. So
Obviously, a lot of guys at this level and that play basketball at a high level, they want to go on and play and
Yeah,
continue
that
their
too.
playing
Yeah.
career as long as they want. Are those in your future plans
Yes, it
or a
is.
goal of yours?
yeah, if basketball doesn't work out, I still want to play overseas. If that doesn't work out, I'll probably follow my dad's footsteps as going into the Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a possibility as well.
Right. Sounds like you've got things lined up, but you want to keep playing as long as you can.
Yeah, I do.
Where did your basketball passion come from?
Probably from my dad and my mom. We're just a basketball family, and I also have a uncle that played for the Boston Celtics, P.J. Brown. So
How about
yeah.
that? Well, That's a pretty good start there in the family tree with the basketball players. Mike, you're one of the top big men in the country. Looking at statistics here in the early season, one of the leaders in the country in the top 10 in rebounds, in the top 10 in blocks as well. Talk about playing the big man role in Kelly Wells' system.
It all goes when you work hard. You know, when you work hard on and off the court, practice. You know what I'm saying? It comes naturally. So
the rebounding and blocks comes naturally to you, I would imagine. You're a big guy.
Yeah.
You've got that long wingspan. The defensive side of that. Coach Wells has talked about something you've done better the first half that he wants you to continue to improve on is getting out on the fast break and running the floor. Has that been an adjustment for you?
Trying. See, I'm getting old in the knees. I had 2 ACL surgeries, so getting up and down is hard. So, but I try very hard.
Very good. Mike, off to a great start. We're hoping that you have a great senior season. We want to wish you the best of luck this season and beyond graduation as well. Thanks for being with us.
Appreciate it.
Mike Lewis, 6'9" senior out of Slidell, Louisiana, a member of this year's Bears team. We'll step out. We'll be rejoined by Coach Kelly Wells talking U-Pike basketball. It's presented by Appalachian Wireless. We are live from Buffalo Wild Wings. Welcome back to Buffalo Wild Wings in Pikeville. It's home of the Kelly Wells Show, where we talk U-Pike men's basketball all season long, every Wednesday at this time. And thanks so much to Assistant Coach Don Thomas, a guest on tonight's show, along with Senior Mike Lewis out of Slidell, Louisiana, and rejoined now by the head coach of your U-Pike Bears, Coach Kelly Wells. And Don Thomas, a member of your first team when you arrived at U-Pike back in 2006. Seems like yesterday.
Yeah, it does, and we have a great history. He's left here as a graduate. He's came back. Now he's doing his graduate work too, and having him back on staff is unbelievably great. Those are the walking trophies that we produce here, and a guy like Donald Thomas has done everything we've asked him to do. He represents us the right way. Great recruiter, great with the guys, and just a blessing. And you can kind of see why we're successful. You had Coach Compton on here last week. Now you've got Coach Thomas here, and you kind of see the opportunities that we have to be successful because we got good people around us.
When you've got returning players, I would imagine it makes your job a little easier because they already get the basics of your program. It has to be the same with your coaching staff as well. Guys that have been around, you don't have to teach them the basics of your system. They already get it.
Yeah, that's a key component, but the biggest component for me is that they have the same amount of pride in what we're doing as I do, and that's the biggest feature because around here a lot of people don't have the same pride that we have in what we're doing here. And, we've been 67-3 in our last games at the Expo Center, and we still look around. There's a lot of empty seats. And, there's guys like Don Thomas and Ty Compton who have the exact same drive as I do and love every second of the opportunity they have, and it spills over to our players, and they become very prideful. And, the tradition that we create here is going to be something that will carry on forever, and they're a huge piece of that. And when they look at those guys and sit in their mom and dad's living rooms and talk to them about the pride they have in the program, it's genuine, and that carries over.
Absolutely. Coach, second half of the season comes after finals. Typically, you'll play Bob Jones on Friday. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But a lot of times in the U-Pike program, you have changes at the semester break, new additions possibly just becoming eligible. Do we have any changes we're looking at?
We do. Clint Wasu will be eligible and ready to roll. He's a biology student, and as you know, biology is not easy. It's very tough, and he's had a great semester, and the faculty and staff have been amazing catching him up where he needed to be, and he'll be ready to go probably not Friday, but certainly when we go on our trip to Miami. And he's just going to be a huge lift for us. He is an absolute stroker. He can shoot it with the best of them, and he's going to give us an element that we're really missing offensively. And, he played at Idaho State. He was an All-American at Montlow State. He's going to be very good for us. And you can just see our guys' confidence in practice raised when Clint's on their team because they know at any time he can get him a basket. But he's also a great playmaker, and he creates a lot for other people. So you'll love him. I think the crowd will get around him, and our guys, you can just see a totally different demeanor about them when Clint's out there playing with them.
That was going to be my next question. Those that have seen this U-Pike team during the first half, you see new additions and you see this team that's grown up. After you've taken a step back, how do you see this team differently in the second half than in the first?
Well, we've had a long break, and we didn't play great going into that break. So
Right.
I've been eating on that for 2 weeks now, and I'm not real fond of that. But I love our team. I really do. I love the fact that they're listening to us. I love the fact that every single day they try to get better at something. The camaraderie on the team is second to none. We're going to get there, and it's the process of going through it with new guys. It hadn't been like years past. We just dropped the ball out there and they knew what we were doing. This group has been a little more difficult in trying to get to the end result. But again, that's what matters, the end result. And I think we'll get to it. A new addition, obviously, with Clint will help us really stretch to get there quickly. But you can just see light bulbs going off on all our guys on what they're supposed to be doing. And we just have to keep working. Our defense is better. Offensively, we just got to keep grinding until we get where we need
Sure.
to be.
Kelly Wells, 242 wins since 2006 here at the University of Pikeville. That has you currently tied as the all-time winningest coach in University of Pikeville Bears basketball history. Your next win would make you the all-time winningest coach. I know you don't look at individual things, but what does that mean to you?
Well, it gives me an opportunity to reflect from day one. You know, guys like Coach Thomas that were on that first team, and to be able to see the people we've shared that with all the way through, from different presidents to different athletic directors to different coaching staffs, and just to honor that with the players. And that's what it is. It's a testament to all the guys. I've never shot a free throw. I've never got a rebound. I've never got an assist since I've been here. And those guys have really accomplished that, and I share that with all of them. And it's just an opportunity for me to get recognized, but certainly it's a reflection totally upon our team and our players.
Coach Kelly Wells, we want to wish you the best of luck. Friday night, Bob Jones University at the Expo Center, 7 o'clock start. I know you want to invite people out.
We do, and I've been trying to hit social media part. I know we've had a big break, and I wanted to make sure everybody knew we were on the clock, and this is the last chance to see us play before Christmas and be a good gift for these guys to send them home feeling great about themselves. And we're going to play extremely hard. We've got some alums coming in. We've got some groups coming in. Please come out and support these young men. They deserve it. They want to. And, you know, if somebody knows there's something we're not doing to get enough people out there, we'll hit me on Facebook. Let me know. We'll change anything to get people out there, because it really adds a new element to our team and our home court advantage.
Sure.
And we're 67-3. Come watch.
Yeah, the Bears win a lot at the East Kentucky Expo Center. It does make a difference when a crowd's there. Coach, best of luck Friday. Let's get 243.
I'm with you.
Coach Kelly Wells, you've been tuned to the Coach Kelly Wells Show. We thank the coach for being with us as always, and assistant coach Donald Thomas, along with UPike Senior Mike Lewis, our guest on this edition of the Kelly Wells Show. It's presented by Appalachian Wireless all season long, live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Pikeville. Thanks for tuning in.